Bueno, buenas tardes, estoy Catalina y estoy muy encantada estar aquí por la segundo año y necesito más café. Muchas más café. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kathleen McMahon, and I'm very happy to be here for the second year at React Alicante, and I have not had my coffee yet. So I'm here to do a quick talk. The timer is not going, so y'all know. A quick talk about sweet, savory, fresh, accessible design systems, storybook tests. So I already said bienvenido a todos. And this is where you can find me, resource 11 at Twitter, Instagram, and GitHub, and I will always call it Twitter. So there. Because I'm neurospicy. So I am a freelance design system consultant, so that's engineering, designing, and I love to get on stage. And I can't get enough of my cats. I hope you can't too. So that's Otis and Thor. I love my design systems, even though it's always chaotic. And I've worked at a few design system roles like O'Reilly, LaunchDarkly, and Northwestern Mutual. It's cut off, Mutual. But I'm here to talk to you about why we want to do accessibility testing on our React components and why it's important. Well, there are different types of disabilities in the world that are visible and invisible: vision, hearing, motor, cognitive, sensory, language, and low bandwidth. And y'all experienced yesterday what happens when you stick a stick in your bicicleta. You can't use a mouse for a while. So this is why accessibility can be important, because you are one accident away from having a disability. There was a report in 2024, and it comes out every year, called the WebAIM Million, where the WebAIM team scans the top 1 million homepages for accessibility issues, and every year we just need to do some more work. Like, for example, more ARIA attributes added, 34.2% more detected areas on home pages than those that don't have additional ARIA added. But what can we do about this? Because I know everyone here wants to do the right thing, but maybe you don't fully know what to do. One thing we can do is use Storybook. And it's a pretty cool package. It allows you to do everything in a very compositional way, and it is very scalable, uses ES modules, and supports a lot of JavaScript integrations and frameworks. But why testing? Because accessibility is fresh, and that is from Madrid. And now I'm hungry. Storybook is great because it has component-driven development. It allows you to build and test components in small modular ways and test how everything works together, so you can identify the issues early and identify them in isolation and fix them in isolation, which really will streamline your workflow. And Storybook supports component story format, which is based off of ES6 modules. I'm gonna look at my notes so I stay on time. And they integrate tools like Cypress, Jest, Playwright. So if you're a testing fiend, this is the place to be, your happy place. It also supports declarative programming, and one more, it's optimized, so you can tree shake. Tree shaking is good. You don't want extra packages. And you don't want your components to not taste great like this. So we'll avoid stinky tests. It's great because it has add-ons like the accessibility add-on and the Axe Playwright add-on. Those two are based off of the Q's Axe Core integration. So it's taking their integration, which is a API that looks at all the web content accessibility guidelines called WCAG, or WCAG, or whatever you want to call it, And those are a bunch of success criteria, which is the absolute minimum bar for you to achieve to start beginning to make your websites and apps accessible and then maintaining them. So one thing that I love is Playwright. So that integrates with Axe, and it's awesome. It also, their tests, I'm gonna have some water in a minute, their tests also work with the accessibility tree. And if you don't know what the accessibility tree is, it looks very similar to the document object model, but it is a representation of the nodes that a screen reader software will use to scan a page. So these tests work with the accessibility tree and can identify for you where these issues are existing in your components. So I'm going to demo that real quick. Some couple things. So here is, this is a storybook, and let me see if, let me make it bigger, because, oh, I can't, let me move it for you, thank you, thank you. Extend my desktop, I can do that. Maybe not, oh, there it is, we're good, oh good. This is easier.
If you want a screen mirroring or...
Nope, we're good like this, this is very cool. All right, so with here, because I can do this. This is a storybook, making sure over there, is it working? Yes, so y'all can read a little bit more with our, there we go. So in this UI, you have things like, I know the connection is lost, we don't care because we're running it locally. That's my happy hotel Wi-Fi. So each of these stories have access to Storybook's controls, their actions, any interaction tests that you've added, which I have not added, and accessibility tests. This is grabbing the accessibility add-on, and visual tests that hook up to Chromatic. So if you want to have snapshot testing, you can use that tool. So you can catch any visual regressions. Now, looking at some of these items really quickly, these are the ones that were built just by the Storybook, you know, their tutorial. And what they've had in here, let me put this here. And what I want to show you is, in here, you can see that there are 0 violations in 3 out of 4 of these. Here's a violation. It tells you that it's a serious violation on the Storybook button class, and it's telling you that it has, you know, it tells you what is wrong, and it will also tell you what kind of success criteria that you are trying to hit. And a lot of this over here, ooh, that's tiny. Ooh, happy. Okay, I'll move this over real quick. We're good, we'll stay on time. I promise, Victoria. So over here, this is the accessibility tree. So this is exactly what, as you can see, it's scanning. This is what a screen reader user is referencing to navigate through the page. These are the things that will announce to screen reader software. So this is a very important thing to start learning about. And Storybook will, come back, menu. Storybook will, will allow you to point to exactly where in the accessibility tree these errors are happening, which helps you make some quick changes. So for this one, minimum contrast ratio, right? So in that button, I'm going to do something real quick on my, bring my mouse over, find my mouse. Oh, there we are. And I'm not going to show it, but I am making the class color of that particular button. I'm going to find it again. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the opposite. Here we go. Come back real quick. Hey, come back. There. I'm going to do it the way we just debug. And we're going to squint. And we're going to inspect. There we go. And I'm going to pick a color really quickly. If if I can see it, there you are. Teeny, teeny, tiny inspect. So that button is basically using this color. So Storybook button primary. So if I look for Storybook button primary over here and take that color and just even make it black. I'm looking for the button. Find it, please. Return. I could probably do it right in the browser, and it probably will also fix it for us. It should. Yep, violation gone. So that's another quick way you can go, hey, what's the color I could use? Get rid of the violation, right? But here's a nuance. Here's a really interesting nuance, and this is why it's great to have automated tests, and I know a couple of the speakers yesterday were talking about this, but you still have to do manual tests because, for example, this disclosure button, I named it disclosure because duplicate names makes Storybook very unhappy. If you look here, not in the docs, on the primary button, there is one incomplete test because that background is a gradient. So like, I don't know what to do. I know that it passes contrast, but this software cannot tell. So it's going to say, hey, not sure. You might want to review this. But I also, in here, purposely put a fail. But I also could make this fail because I have a prop in the controls. Let me put the prop down. I have a background prop, and I could just choose a color that I know is going to fail. Those nice, soft gray. Now it's a failure. Oh, minimum contrast, right? So I can go back to that control, get rid of it, but then I can show you other, quick little things. Come there. So what's really nice is you can edit right in this UI and see how to make some quick fixes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the code over here so you can see in a minute what this last fail is. So this fail, show it the fail before I wrap up, is fail. Oh, accessibility, coffee. Here, interactive controls must not be nested. Guess what? I put a link inside the button. Bad girl. So, what I can do is this, find my mouse, and bring everything over to the right. Oh, because it's over here. That's why. So here, in the story, and we don't need that. In the story, the args for the fail story, the prop type that this label prop accepts is a React node, so I can do a string, whatever. I can do whatever I want. So I can just say, oh, but I will actually make it a string versus who knows what we're going to, hello. Halo, that's a good game. Hoka, that's a good shoe. We'll do that instead. No violations, because it's a string now. There is no link nested in, basically interactive controls nested inside interactive controls. So now I am going to go back to my presentation. Because this is what the purpose is, to show you that you can do things with Storybook, a lot more too. You can do things with scan all your integration tests to make sure it throws no violations. So you can also do that as an automated way and set it up to your GitHub CI actions. But, come on. Boop. There we go. All right, back to play. And to wrap up, manual test. You can do automated testing, but you need to do your manual test to make sure that everything is how it should be. And accessibility is fresh, especially accessible components. Thank you.